Here we go, episode 327. CEO Hypocrisy. Today we're going to talk about those corporations that have gone off the rails. Literally, the CEOs have lit themselves on fire in front of everybody. Why? Because they're part of the woke agenda. I'm your host, Alpha Mike, also known as my real name, Al Martinez. And you're listening to Raider Cop Podcast, part of Raider Cop Tactical. If you are looking for gun training in the Tampa Bay area, look no further. Raider Cop TAC, TAC, can facilitate those things for you. What do? Well, we do revolver, we do pistol, shotgun, and there's a lot of good things in shotguns. I keep on mentioning that. And good as in high-powered, strong, and very reasonably priced. And whether you're a beginner or an intermediate or advanced and you're looking for gun, firearms training, self-protection, we are the company for you. Raider Cop TAC, TAC. We are in the west coast of Florida or Tampa Bay area. You can reach us at 813-942-7400, 813-942-7400 for more information. You can also email us at Raider Cop TAC, Raider Cop TAC, TAC, at proton, PROTON.me. And if you want to hear all our podcasts from number 1 to number 327, you can look us up at RaiderCop.com, RaiderCop.com. And the number is the same, 813-942-7400, or the email, RaiderCopPodcast, all one word, small case, at proton.me. All right. Let's get back to some exciting stuff that's going on all around the country. I'm excited. I know you are too. And that is that we have a Donald Trump, number 47. He is creating the A-team. People are excited. Polls say 58% of Americans can't wait. You know why? General George S. Patton told us, Americans like a winner. And we've got one. Hasn't cowered down. Fought to the end. Indictments, scandals, cheating, lawsuits, fines, excessive fines, shot at and hit, and stood up and said, fight, fight, fight. Americans like a winner. They've kicked the Democrats in the proverbial ass. They've gotten rid of them. They've sent them down the road. They chased them. Why? Because Americans could see all the BS that they were creating. Hostilities, made up stories, and their agenda was to stop the one that can stop them. Donald J. Trump, 45-47, on the on-deck circle now, creating the A-team. As of this podcast, he has nominated Kash Patel to be the new appointed FBI director. See, the old FBI director, although they served for a term of 10 years, is getting booted right in his ass also for playing okie dokie with the Democrats. We don't need the woke society. And I guess Director Ray knows this, and he's packing his own bags and quietly exiting stage left like all the rest of them. Kash Patel, that's right. Guy born in New York, of Indian parents, smart as hell. And let me tell you, for the first time in a long time, we're about to see what a real FBI director is. Exciting stuff. We've got exciting people. Are you excited about your health? Well, Robert Kennedy Jr. is. That's right. He's part of the A team on 47's team. And he is going to create a Make America Healthy Again agenda. And I'm excited. All this chemical and all this crap they've put in our food, drinks, and everything else, gotta go. Got to go. And some more exciting stuff that's around the horizon also when it comes to medication and cures for certain things. But let's not put the cart before the horse. We have, for the first time in a long time, a president that's going to take the bull by the horns. Will he be able to accomplish everything that he has set out as an agenda to the American people? Well, that all depends on the wimpy Republicans. Let me repeat that again. The wimpy Republicans hold the keys. If they buckle, if the intelligence state controlled by the Democrats continues, we won't be effective, my friends. We will be washed up and never to be seen again. So it's important that you be a part of history and what's happening. You voted for 47. This is just the beginning. If you didn't, pay attention. Look, remember all the things that the party that you supported, the Democratic Party, said that he would do? Or just sit back and see if they happen. Were you gaslit? Are you intelligent enough to know if you were gaslit? Those questions you have to answer yourself. Today's episode is number 327. Man, that's a lot of episodes we've done. And it is CEO hypocrisy. We're going to talk about these woke companies that these CEOs are literally almost lighting themselves on fire and torching the entire corporations for the agenda of the woke. Why? Why can nobody can be this dumb? And wait till you see the list. It's an ongoing list. It's a growing list. Why? We'll look at that and much more. I'm excited, and I know you are as well, that our president, number 47, is creating the A-team. As a result, we're about to become victorious in a lot of areas. Will it be every area? Well, I'm not sure, like you are. But I can only hope and pray that he gets that agenda out for our sakes. So, we've got lots to talk about on episode 327, CEO Hypocrisy. And but before we get to that, we're going to take out our Bibles. As I said, it's always important to have a firm foundation. We're going to look at Oops, that's not what we're looking at. Give me a second here. Just when I went to click on it, it decided, it is right here, to disappear. But I'm back. Philippians 2, chapter 2, verse 7 says, "Rather, he made himself nothing by taking the very nature of a servant, being made human likeness, and being found in appearance as a man. He humbled himself by becoming obedient to death, even death on the cross. And the death on the cross symbolizes in biblical application that people that were put to death on a wooden cross were evil. But we know that our Lord and Savior wasn't evil, and he was crucified anyway. For our sins, he was prosecuted because of us, and he did it willingly. It says here, being made human likeness, as the Son of God, he made himself like we did. He felt what we felt, the pain, the suffering, the crying, the fear, all the issues that we have as humans, he felt. No other, any entity saying that they are God has felt this, but ours has. He did it out of love for us. He was found in the appearance of a man. He humbled himself by becoming obedient to death. Imagine that. Some of these people, hey, yo, you can't park there. And they want to come out of the car and out of their skin and kill you. Imagine being obedient up to death, and death on the cross, which was despicable death. And he did it humbly for us. Our episode is 327. We are talking about the CEOs in America that are a bunch of hypocrites, and we're going to look at that. One last point I want to make about the Trump administration. You know, the Democrats can't find themselves. If we look at Kamala, she recently came out of her crying fit somewhere in Hawaii, and she rambled on about something about she's still in the fight. Nobody knows what she's talking about. But this buffoon, in 70 days that she ran for president of the United States after she did the coup d'etat on Joe Biden, she spent $1.4 billion, $1.4 billion in 70 days, pissed it away, and still was in debt. $20 million. Pissed it all away, all gone, no money left. And this is the car wreck that many chose to have them be led by that as the president of the United States. God help us. God was merciful, and we won't see that. But that's mind-boggling, $1.4 billion. And you know why the money got burnt up and pissed out? Nobody can find it. Nobody has a trace of it. Because a lot of it was in cash transactions to buy votes. Oh, did I say that? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I suffer from mental illness of time to time, and I blurt things out without thinking. Anyway, our episode is 327. It's time to get to Short Bus and start our episode. CEO Hypocrisy. Catch you downrange. Here we are, episode 327, CEO Hypocrisy. And today we're going to talk about how these CEOs have embraced and worshipped worshipped the woke agenda. There is an actual definition. Let me see if I can find it here of the definition of woke. And it is described as aware of and actively attentive to important societal facts and issues, especially issues of radical and social justice. What? Huh? I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. What it is light your ass on fire and come up with stupid shit that nobody would ever think of and say that they're right. Like what? What are you talking about, Alpha? We don't understand. Like a girl can be a boy and a boy could be a girl and a boy could be pregnant. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's just some of it. We could be here all day. We can be here all day with the stupidity and the madness. But that's what woke means. Woke means, will you light yourself on fire publicly if they tell you to do so? And a lot of these companies will. Here's just a couple of them. I'm not going to look. Here's the tablet. See if you're on the video thing, you see the tablet? All right, hold on. Let me hold this up. I'm scrolling. Still scrolling. That's the list. That's the list of all the companies. They're all there. That's a commercial there, that part. All right, that's the list, all the way down to here. What the hell? There's hundreds of them. Hundreds of them. Like if I was going to send you flowers, I would maybe call 1-800-FLOWERS. They've set themselves on fire with a woke agenda. 23andMe, you know, the DNA people, find out your roots and all that. That's gone bad. They've sold a lot of data to third parties under the woke concept. And also dashed themselves with gasoline and lit the match. And, oh my God, the Academy Awards, are you serious? Are they even, come on. They're on the list, believe it or not, right? Believe it or not. We can keep on going down the list, and I'm not going to read them all because they're way too lengthy. But it's probably something that you do business with. And that's what's scary. They've taken our money as corporations, and they are also doing the bidding of the United States government. That's right, folks. They're doing the bidding of our government. They collect data, and a lot of it. What we do, what we see, what we like, and they sell it. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of them. They sell it. And these corporations, the greedy corporations, are buying it. Why? Why? Why should my television be able to spy on me? Because they do that too. Why is my phone listening to every word that I say? But they are. American Airlines, poof, lit themselves on fire. AT&T, on fire. Ben and Jerry, boy, these commies, in my humble opinion, they're anti-cop, boy, do they hate cops. That's their ice cream, good boys, never done anything, never cracked an egg, defund the police and eat ice cream. Ben and Jerry's. Yep, they're on the list. Blue Cross Blue Shield. Yeah, health insurance to a lot of Americans. Guess what? Dash themselves with gasoline and light themselves on fire. Bonefish Grill. Burger King. Yep, They're all Chevron. They're all. Now, a lot of this wokeness comes through their financial resources. Certain banks that kind of tell them, hey, listen, time to pay the piper. If you want more money for those little projects, you need to diversify your board. We're going to start with that. And out comes the 5-gallon drum of gasoline and the book of matches. They place it on the conference room table of the board of directors meeting. And they all want to see, will the CEO place gasoline all over his head and his body and light the match? And he will. He will. To the astonishment of the American public that doesn't understand what the hell is going on there. It's all about money, status. You see, a lot of these companies are so deranged that they believe that they're getting in front of the story. That they're actually, they want to support all these crazy movements because they think that these crazy movements are going to be the future. So they're jumping on eagerly. Coca-Cola. Gasoline on fire. Comcast, NBC. Gasoline on fire. Converse. Gasolina on fire. And they'll put these people on their boards with little to zero experience. That's right. The LGBTQ, the one in the back of the car. You ever hear that Dave Chappelle joke? It's hilarious. About the homosexual is the gay guy is the driver. The lesbian is the passenger, and it goes into all the different wackiness. They're all inside this vehicle. And the LGBTQRXDWYZZs are all the way in the back. And they don't like anybody, and nobody likes them either. Dave Chappelle, that's a funny joke. Anyway, I know our LGBTQ people won't like it, but hey, sucks to be you today. Discover card. Gasoline. Duke Energy. That's right. They power your house and they power wokeness. Yep, they're in there too. Expedia. Want to take a trip? You can take a trip to Fantasyland at Disney because they're on the list too, and so is Expedia. Yeah. The list growing and growing and growing. All tied to capital investors' woke ideology. They believe they are going to destroy America one stupid idea at a time. And if it wasn't for 47, they might have done it. General Motors. Electric cars. We're losing billions, and they keep on building electric cars. Why? Set themselves on with gasolina, gas, all over, and set themselves on fire. Yep, they did it too. H&R Block. They do your taxes. Make sure you pay your fair share. Light themselves on fire. They're on the list too. And Americans are continuing to subscribe to these people's companies. A lot of Americans don't want to get involved. But you see, you are involved because you're paying for the freight. And if you keep on giving these companies, and there's a lot of them, so I'm not saying, can we get rid of them all? Of course not. But we have to, as consumers, demand, hey, cut the bullshit. Cut the bullshit. okay? Because I'm not buying what you're selling. Intel, our tech people, yeah. The little chips they make, they can they can hear what you're doing and know exactly what you're going to say and type the word before you even think it. Yep, those guys lighting themselves on fire and setting that match. Yep, they're there too. Kellogg's Company, Frosted Flakes, just before they get in the ass from Robert Kennedy Jr. as he starts telling us what we can eat and what we can't eat. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of Americans are really, really hyped up about him. And I am too. I believe he's honestly wants to save a lot of health, a lot of kids and their health. I really believe that. Who else is on this crazy list that is lighting themselves on fire? LinkedIn. Do your resume and all that and give it to the woke society. You make sure you use your pronouns when you put your resume on LinkedIn. Yep. Gasolina all over. Light the match. They did it too. Lowe's got some home projects. The hardware store for veterans. And there he is. Male, wearing a bra, panties, and a girdle. Black fingernails. And he's no longer known as Robert. Now he's Roetta. And you are supposed to be with a straight face, encouraging and telling him or her, more power to you. Are you freaking insane? I was going to say something else. I came close, buddy. Are you insane? I don't care what he does. And if he's going to work at Lowe's, I hope he knows how to, sell merchandise, construction merchandise, hammers and what they're for. Or he's just there for looks, huh? Right? He's so gorgeous. He's there for looks. But that's important to know. All right. Who else is on this list? Macy's. They just recently did our Thanksgiving parade. Number 98, the 98th Macy's Day Parade. Boy, was it boring. But anyway, they did it. And millions of Americans watched it because it's tradition. But did you know that just before this month's reporting they have to do for their stock, Macy's decided to let everybody know that they've overcharged about $150 million. I might be a little bit off on just slightly, either on or off on the number. $150 million in delivery charges. But that employee that did that, that one sole employee, we fired them. Macy's. Mira. Gasolina. Lit themselves up on fire. Merrill Lynch. MetLife. Microsoft. With Bill Gates, the bug eater. The guy wants to create farms full of bugs for us to eat. Hello? Mira. Gasolina. Lighting himself on fire. Mutual of Omaha. The insurance people. Should have taken out a policy on themselves. Also, NFL, NHL, Nike, all the national sports teams. Major League Baseball, basketball, football, all of it. Crazy. And the list goes on. It's too much to talk about. These CEOs, there's more to the story, why they do this, and it has to do with a lot of stuff that has happened behind the curtain. What influence is so big that they can influence all these companies to literally light themselves up on fire and come out with a crazy woke agenda like Target? They even had an LGBTQ for little kids clothing. Talk about putting and lighting yourself on fire. And they did. It was so bad the CEO said, holy crap, they were sinking as fast as an anchor. And he pulled the plug. And they got rid of the, whatever the hell that was that we were trying to sell.
This is a Brooklyn-bound 2 express train. The next stop is Fulton Street.
So,
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Planet Fitness, another ones, lit themselves on fire in front of all of us. Some dude with a wig and a bra and panties walked into the women's restroom in Planet Fitness. The women were screaming, what the fuck are you doing? Ah! And he said, no, he was identifying as, I don't know what, an alien. And the woman that complained to management at Planet Fitness was told not to come back. Well, there they were. Mira, gasolina, poured it all over their heads and lit themselves up on fire. Planet Fitness. Thousands upon thousands started quitting, and I was one of them. The list goes on. And the list goes on. Why? What is that influence that could tell them to do this? Or else? I think it might be something a little bit more sinister, like maybe our government? I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. But to put all these companies, this list has to be in the area of around 200 of them, maybe even more, that are on this list. Why would they become woke? Like, just do what you do and don't get involved in politics. You'd probably be more successful, but no. They actually go towards the flames without any fire protection and roll right in to the blazing fire. What is forcing them to do that? Starbucks, believe it or not. They're on the list. They are on the list. And, Taco Bell. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. TD Bank. It's sad. No, I'm not sad that they support a given group. I'm sad that they've identified with this craziness to place these crazy, sick individuals on their board, and then they go towards discriminating against Americans. That's right. For example, if you're a bank, well, we're going to give loans to LGBTQ people that have purple hair today. We're not doing you people. Nothing to see here. That's why there's this, I got to look it up, but there is a nonprofit association, America's First Legal. That's what they're called. America's First Legal. They're suing every one of them. Every single one of them. Let me give you an example. Tyson, you know the chicken ones? No, let's talk about Disney. because Disney lives in problems, okay? With the, what was it they said? A little bit of queer in every movie, in every cartoon? All right, here we go. So America's First Legal, these are the press release. And it says today, America First Legal filed a federal rights complaint against Walt Disney Company, the subsidiary of Disney, for violating Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 by engaging in illegal race, sex, and national origin discrimination. The law prohibits Disney from using race, color, religion, sex, or natural origins merely as a motivating factor for hiring, training, or promotions. But a document on Disney's website strongly suggested that race, color, religion, sex, and national origins are often the only motivating factor in Disney's hiring, training, and promotion decisions, and that the company is intentionally discriminating against white American men, Christians, and Jews simply because of their race, sex, religion, and citizenship. All Disney General Entertainment productions are required to comply with Disney's DEI, a dangerous DEI, inclusion standards. Some of these standards explicitly provide the 50% of the following jobs must be filled by members of the underrepresented groups. Must be. Must. No biblical words. Must, shall, biblical. Regular recruiting actors and characters in Disney content. Producers and writers staff. 50% have to mean overall crew and project staff. Line production and or production department heads, including, for example, the director of photography. Mira? Fly me to the moon. Gasolina, taking it and pouring it right over their heads. So in conclusions, my dear friends, on November 5th of 2024, the American public very loudly and very clearly said that we've had enough of the woke bullshit, and they've nominated and chosen their leader to be Donald J. Trump, the 47th President of the United States, because this foolishness needs to stop. Listen, I have friends that have different beliefs than I do. I have friends that do things differently than I do. And although I might not agree with it as me doing it, I don't hate them. I don't say, I'm not talking to them. I don't do any of that. And you shouldn't do it either. But on the other side of the token, nobody should tell you you should only deal with them and nobody else. And where all this hatred came for white male, Jews, what is this nonsense? Blatant, unconstitutional, and this group, America's First Legal, are suing all of them. You might say, well, they got deep pockets. Yeah, they do. They do. But guess what? Yeah, they're going to go to court anyway. And the list is pretty long. You can go to their website, which is America's First Legal. I can't barely see but you can just look it up. It says America's First Legal. And you'll see all the companies they're suing in their press releases. I mean, Williams Sonoma, CrowdStrike, Smithfield, Tyson, Shake Shack, Disney, NFL, Nike. The list goes on. IBM, Mattel, Macy's, NASCAR, United Airlines, Southwest Airlines, American Airlines, Major League Baseball, all the way down the list because they have publicly said that they support DEI, which is totally discriminatory pursuant to our Constitution. So put that in your feathers, my friends. And those of you that hate, continue to hate. And those of you that love, continue to love, because I have nothing more to talk about this. Episode 327, CEO Hypocrisy, has been concluded and placed in the podcast files. And all I could say is we should be able to be grown enough and adult enough to talk to each other like civil people, regardless of what we do in our bathrooms, in our bedrooms, in our kitchens. You know, we need to knock the nonsense off. What's up next? Episode 328. Episode 328. Where are the kids? Where are the new kids on the block? And that is December 18th. Very disturbing episode. We're going to talk about the 320,000 kids that are missing. Hello, is this thing working? McFly. Missing 320,000. And that episode is Where Are the New Kids on the Block? Episode 328. If you're looking for a good gunsmith, and I am always out in the, looking for a good gunsmith, and that would be Pistol Pete the gunsmith down in Miami. He is the maestro. The guy knows his stuff. He was the armorer to over 5,000 plus law enforcement officers in Miami-Dade, and I trusted him with my life. Pistol Pete the gunsmith, you can see him. His information is down on the bottom of the show notes. If you are in the New Jersey area, you can see our good friend Kash as he continues to support and defend our great friends in New Jersey in their new pursuit of carrying concealed weapons. That's right. The state of New Jersey recently woke up and found out that, hey, look what all the other states are doing. And they decided to do it too. So you can go to Sepulveda Inc. His information is down on the bottom of the show notes. If you live in the New Jersey area and you want to get certified carrying a concealed weapon, this is the guy. Over 20 plus years, NRA and a police firearms instructor. Sepulveda Inc. SEPULVEDA Inc. Firearms training. Look them up. You will not be disappointed. Also, if you're in the South Florida area, AAA AAA Gun Safety with our good friends Amalo. He is always teaching classes. You can jump on with him as well. And Oasis Creations LV. Oasis Creation LV. And look her up, Yalitza, and for wellness. Sometimes you got to detach from all the stress out there and you've got to become new. And that is definitely the website for you. Don't forget about Raider Cop TAC. Raider Cop TAC if you're looking for gun training in the Tampa Bay area. We are here and we are always available for you. As always, continue to pray for yourself because without you, we have nothing. Continue to pray for your loved ones, your community, the law enforcement agencies that serve you, and continue to pray for the United States of America. My name's Alpha Mike. I'll see you downrange.
Show 1322.